except in intimacy. And so how I would express my affection oftentimes was aggressive. Like I want to pick her up. Yeah. I don't just kiss her. I pin her up against the wall, put my hand around. I'm not trying to get graphic. Yeah. There's context here. So I come up behind her and hug on her, kind of aggressive. But that would make her really, really shut down. I ain't never been so sensitive to rejection because we all get rejected, but this the first time I felt that. And what felt safer was to go out and at least have friendships with other girls. Just the conversation felt like receptiveness, like acceptance again. Mm-hmm. But those loose boundaries turned into no boundaries. So, if we continued to clash and she continued to pull away or what have you, and I'm not getting no answers or whatever, especially in my prideful state, I'm thinking, man, she got me effed up. So I'm over here doing the right thing and she over here acting like I ain't nothing. So now there's a party tonight or there's a girl on campus and then she got her own dorm room. And that's whenever I started messing around.
Which is interesting. Now I realize something. You were trying to be on the straight and narrow and that aggressive personality that you had, because she told me, she told us on the podcast that she had experienced a rape 2 weeks before y'all met.
Everything that happened that was really painful was really one long repetitive pattern.
Right.
Me feeling rejected for this, that, and the other. And she handles, becoming okay again a certain way. But I didn't know certain forms of affection that were natural to me just felt scary to her, put her back in a certain space where, certain things had happened. So, yeah.
And that's so interesting. It's like, I'm getting understanding. It's like you have this woman who has experienced this huge violation of her body, her soul, her spirit, this brokenness. She meets this guy who she says she just loved the mess. She loved your dirty draws. You're wanting to show your affection. You grabbing her by her neck. You being aggressive physically, from a sexual standpoint. She's getting nervous. She's getting triggered on all levels. Don't even realize that she's been triggered like this. She's closing up rejection to you because you've experienced that growing up. Mom no longer is kissing you and tucking you in bed at night, rejection. So now you're like, well, now I'm finna go self-medicate. I have this history of looking at porn, and now the way I self-medicate is watching this. So now I'm gonna do the outward extension of that.
Yeah.
Now I'm over here hanging out with girls. One thing leads to another. Now you over here smashing. Now it's triggering her. How did she ever find out when you first cheated on her?
I don't have aggressive energy towards a woman except in intimacy. And so how I would express my affection oftentimes was aggressive. Like I want to pick her up.
Just listen to what Derrick Jaxn said. To me, when you try to, every time you go to a woman and try to, approach her aggressively, especially if you're a woman, and to say that she was kind of turned off by it. My thing is, if she's turned off, that's when the perfect time to ask her, hey, what's going on? Why are you not feeling that way? Sometimes when a woman's doing that, it's not totally rejection. It's sometimes she might deal with some type of trauma or something that she did with the past. And with that, and the thing is, I think that and a lot of relationships are like that. When the communication is off, especially reading your partner's body language, and to me, Derrick Jaxn, he was doing a good job at that. And a lot of people, they don't look at certain things about, body language with somebody, push you away, it may not necessarily, she has a problem with you, or it might be, something, maybe she had a bad day, trauma in the past, just anything. And I just want to tell people, with stuff like this, we see that certain type of things, ask your partner, how's everything, what's going on? Are you good? You okay? There's something you want to talk about, anything. And to me, that better is, open up to communication. And once you start talking about it, then, it should be a good breeze. But when you let stuff build up like that, what Derrick Jaxn did, I say, hey, that's the case. I'm going to sleep with other women. It just puts yourself into the, in the worst way to having a bad marriage or a bad relationship. So it's important to, when you see signs like that, make sure you communicate as best way as you can. That's my take.
Yeah, that's very interesting how you see someone, how they pretty much they past always lead to their infidelity. That always happens for every man that always deal with a certain type of relationship. They always seem to relate to their past and say, okay, this is the reason why, and this is the reason why, and this is the reason why. That was always good for men to go seek therapy, because the point of therapy is to release that past attention that we have built inside of us. One thing about Derrick Jaxn that I think a lot of men can learn from this is to always have that communication. I highly preach on communication a lot because that's one of the things as men we always lack, the lack of communication. We're afraid to have certain conversation with our significant other. Then we wait until we in the infidelity relationship to talk about, oh, it's because of this, it's because of that. Why didn't you have that communication open in the beginning? Then all the stuff will be cleared up. And not only that, he also talked about his sexual escapade that most guys pretty much experience. And he's not the only one. I actually met a guy who actually said when it comes to sex, he is very, very aggressive, and he feel like he's releasing all his built-up anger within inside of him. So he kind of you go to sex to release that tension, which I think is not good because the same fact is one day you might go too far, choking her, putting her against the wall, slapping her, spitting on her, so on and so on. I didn't mean to go graphic, but that tend to what's happening. So as my take, I always tell men to make sure you have that communication in the beginning. Don't wait to the end. Go ahead.
To be honest with you, I just think that he that wasn't his type. He ain't no different than a lot of guys who settle for some women. He couldn't get the type of woman he wanted at that time. Yeah, he was a freak, a nasty dog digging freak. He got with her. You know what I mean? Most good girls like football dudes. You know what I mean? In the midst, this is my opinion. He probably got her pregnant and said, I'm going to do the right thing, and went about his business. His actual personality came out later in life. He's always been like this. Nobody just gets up and just starts cheating out of nowhere. No, there's patterns in all this and that. He goes on here to try to do damage control. It's a bunch of hogwash. They should not give a man a platform like this. It's disrespectful. You preach God, but you cheating. If it was that serious, go back to your wife. Make sure your kid's not raised in a separate home. You preach God in all this, but you don't follow that. That's my take.
This is why it's so very important to like, share, and subscribe, and make sure you hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember to click all because we do go live each and every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern time. Not only that, guys, make sure you go to KI Culture Radio Community tab. In the community tab, there's a KI Culture Radio t-shirt and also Prince King new book, Black Love. Come over here and support the platform. We really do greatly appreciate it. We on our way to 1K subscribers, but you guys said we will reach that goal. Like always, shout out to all the new subscribers. Shout out to all the new listeners. And shout out to you guys because you're making KI Culture Radio what it is today. Thank you for tuning to KI Culture Radio. We over and out. Peace.
Peace.